Awareness Day in Alabama. Huntsville Hospital cares for about 1,100 premature and sick babies a year. WAAY 31's Rodnea Ross shows us the special bond that forms between those nurses and the families.
Huntsville Hospital is the only hospital in North Alabama with a level 3 NICU unit. And I spoke to one nurse who works in the unit who has a special connection to NICU babies.
I've always wanted to do NICU, so I'm thrilled that I'm in my 10th year here now.
Michelle McGuirk's story with the NICU started 3 decades ago. Born at just 31 weeks and weighing just 3 pounds at birth, McGuirk spent the first month of her life in the NICU fighting to survive.
Yeah, she said that I actually did really well. I was on the ventilator, I think maybe for 24 hours, and then she said oxygen for another 48.
McGuirk told me hearing her parents talk about the nurses and doctors that cared for her and how much they helped inspired her to become a NICU nurse herself.
I remember them telling me stories about how they were just so comforted by the nurses that took care of me, and they treated them like their own family. They treated me like I was their own baby.
I talked to one family whose baby McGuirk cared for nearly 5 years ago, and they still keep in touch with her now.
We were able to create more than just the nurse-patient friendship, and we've actually been friends for 4 years now.
At 27 weeks, Melinda Carroll had an emergency C-section because of health complications. She gave birth to her son, Reese, who weighed 1 pound and 14 ounces. Reese spent 71 days in the NICU.
He was in the hospital for so long. In the isolette, we actually didn't get to touch him for several days. I didn't get to hold him for a couple weeks.
Even though it was hard, Melinda told me having a nurse like McGuirk helped make the difference.
Having a nurse that you can confide in and someone that you knew was going to take top-notch care of your baby and that incorporated you in everything always made us feel at peace when we laid our heads down at night. We knew he was being taken really good care of.
Both McGuirk and Carroll told me people don't often know exactly what the NICU is for until their family ends up in one, and they say that's why it's important for NICU awareness to exist.
They're not aware of actually what the NICU really is. They take very small babies like Reese and help them develop into babies well enough to come home.
In Huntsville, Rodnea Ross, WAAY 31 News.